Hello everybody, I'm Storm here. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Online Endwalker. In the last episode, we got to work on the Thavnarian branch of the story. We were joining Thancred's group to head over to Thavnar and help them out with the tower that has appeared there. And to do so, we utilized an experimental point-to-point teleportation technology that the Confluence and Charlene had developed, which unfortunately led to us getting severely ill. We dealt with that, and we began our investigations to find out that the appearance of the tower, and more importantly the fact that the tower is spawning monsters, has severely impacted the local economy. So, we need to deal with it. And to that end, we're looking to get a little bit more information about the divinities that the Matanga tribe, the Arkasodra here, worship, because those are the forms the monsters are taking, and to learn a little bit more about that might help in the future should we be forced to deal with said monsters. So, that is kind of where we are at. And that is quite the sunset. Alright, well, let's get back to it, shall we? Oh, yeah, my chocobo. We shouldn't need you for the moment. Alright, Kanga here. Let's see what you have to say. Wish to know about our gods. What a curious visitor you are. Most want fish. In any case, I'm happy to oblige. Now, I don't know how it is whence you hail, but our isle is home to many gods. They can be divided into two groups. The Manusia, beings of wisdom who assume the form of men, and the Murga, beings of might who assume the form of beasts. Together, they are divinities, their forms and personalities many and varied. Some are kind and gentle, others stern and temperamental, just like we mortals can be. All are possessed of great insight and experience, and by heeding their teachings, we strive to be better people and live better lives. Okay. So they're polytheistic, which is not unusual for the cultures in this world, so nothing really that new there. Interested in learning about our gods, you say? That's what I like to hear. Prick up your ears then and listen. In ancient times, the Manusia and the Murga, deities who look like men and beasts respectively, were locked in conflict. Eventually, seeking the wisdom of the Manusia, the Murga cast aside their own heads and took up those of their foes. Likewise, the Manusia coveted the might of the Murga, and so they too resolved to trade heads. Thus were born new gods possessed of both might and wisdom, and they ushered in an age of harmony between the two factions. From then on, as a sign of their esteem for one another, the Manusia have worn animal faces and the Murga the limbs of men. Okay, interesting. Alright, Matsuya. There you are. Learned a thing or two about our gods, I trust. A little bit. While you're off talking to others, I remembered something that may be of interest. If you could let your friends know, I'll go and fetch it from my home at once. Guess we're giving them the rundown. Apologies for the wait. I wish to show you this hanging scroll which depicts 3 of our most revered deities. By all means, we should like to see it. They are Manusia. You heard about them already, yes? 3 sisters. The center one is the eldest, Cinderuva, goddess of wisdom. This alchemist hold her in the highest. To her right is the middle sister, Cenderuva. As a goddess of wealth, she counts many traders amongst her followers. And on the left is Minderuva, the youngest sibling. She presides over the crafts, and so is beloved by weavers. Though each is worshipped for different reasons, the sisters are usually portrayed together in these works, which people keep in their homes for good fortune. In like fashion to the Manusia, the deities of Eorzea preside over myriad aspects of life. And what are the Murga, if I may ask? The Murga hold power over nature. In ages past, they were revered as guardian deities in times of conflict. If you have occasion to visit our temples and ruins, you'll find their images there. Among them is a god who possesses a Gaj's head. He is venerated as the progenitor of the Arcosodra. And then there are dragons. They occupy a special place in our history. Oh? You worship dragons, too? It is said that an ancestor of the satrap, that's the ruler of Raz-dat-Han, forged a covenant with a dragon divinity in ancient times. This divinity has since acted as the guardian deity of the satrap. Legend holds that if ever the satrap is in need, this dragon ally will fly to his aid. Dragon ally. That's got Estinian's ears perked up. You claim to be a terrible storyteller, but nothing could be further from the truth. The passion you bear for your faith is plain to hear. I'm confident that the information you've given us will serve us well in our efforts to deal with the tower. It's very kind of you to say. Thank you. I'll pray for your success. Right. I believe it's time we sought out Kryle's acquaintance. An alchemist by the name of Nadana. According to Kryle's notes, we were to find her at a place called the Great Work, further north along the coast. Okay, let's see. What do you have to say? Did you say you were going to see Nadana? Oh, how I envy you. She's brilliant and beautiful, kind and understanding, and did I say she's beautiful? You sound a little smitten. I can stare at her dainty ears and adorable trunk all day, and those eyes, when you meet her, take care you don't drown in them. Yes, definitely smitten. Alright, so, we need to head further up the coast, and, get to the Great Work. But looks like that's going to be a little bit of a drive, so I'll be back once we're there. Okay, we are approaching the Great Work. And, well, this doesn't look good. Thancred. What in the world? Eorzea? And in such manner did we find them. What could have befallen these people? And Estinian. If there was a battle, there's a conspicuous lack of blood. Yeah. Let's check them out. Well, they're breathing.
What happened here?
Their dress marks them as alchemists. I see no evidence of injury or poison.
Thinkest thou they but slumber?
I believe so. Whether it is by choice is another question entirely.
Oh, we have guests.
Hello there.
You must excuse the poor welcome. Long days and longer nights have taken their toll, as you can see.
So they're just passed out. Okay.
I am Vashan, servant to the satrap. My task was, in fact, to wake these good men and women, if you will allow. People of the great work, I come bearing new scales.
Scales? We have new scales?
Yes, my friends. Gather round. I have them right here.
Okay, well, they're up.
Oh, happy day. Now I can continue my experiment.
Many thanks.
One for me.
Those are dragon scales.
Yes, such materials are vital to their most pressing research.
And we are fortunate to have them. Our experiments are so close to bearing fruit. Soon we will have a talisman capable of nullifying the etheric emissions from that accursed tower. Did I say something wrong? Are you not here with Varshan? Wait, who are you people?
Now you're just realizing that we're new.
Of course. You're the one Kryl sent. The warrior of light we've been waiting for.
Indeed.
Oh, this is a day of celebration. Praise be to Cinderova!
The winds have shifted. I feel it. The end to our toil is near.
I feel it too. My head hasn't been this clear in days.
Tell me, how did you acquire those scales?
Curious that it concerns you so. But worry not. They were freely given by the dragon with whom our satrap has forged a lawful pact.
Yeah, we heard about that.
That is well.
You must be quite familiar with Dragonkin, yes?
Is this their congealed blood I see on your weapon?
Yeah, it would be.
Speaking of dragon blood, you yourself have been infused with it, have you not? I should like to draw a file or two, if so.
Now, see here.
Come along, come along. I must insist that you visit our laboratory.
Cease your shoving, or so help me.
And there goes Estinian in the clutches of the crazed alchemists, who apparently have been sampling their own
your
products.
Poor companion. What with the new scales and your timely arrival, my colleagues are a little giddy with excitement. No harm will come to him, I promise. Meanwhile, shall we find a quiet place to talk?
Okay, so we're just gonna let Estinian go off and be experimented on. Sure, fine.
As you may have guessed, I am Nidana, the alchemist who sent the request to your mistress Kryl. We have workshops across the nation collaborating on this research project. But it is here, at the Great Work, where I collate our results. Come with me, all of you, and I can explain the crux of the situation.
Well, we need to visit that aetheryte first. All right. Interesting. Apasa? I cannot see that sinister-looking spire while I'm working, but it's always there, lurking in the back of my mind. Amra? Picked an odd time to be traveling, didn't you? Well, if there's anything you need to know, ask away. Who are you? I am one of the many alchemists who live and work here. I was once a botanist, but found alchemy calling to me every time I came by to deliver ingredients. Though I at first struggled with even the most basic alchemical compounds, I have somehow managed to earn my place in the great work. There's always room to improve both the science and the self, however. Alright, and what is this place? This is the great work, first built by the Daimir family, a line of renowned alchemists. Now people come from across the land to study and practice the science of alchemy in these halls. Each alchemical concoction has a storied history behind it, but we are not simply content to rest on the laurels of the past. We are ever improving and inventing new formulas for the benefit of all. Alright then. Thancred. Oh, actually, let's talk to you first. Mahruvet? He said horrible fiends have been seen flying out of that tower. I'm preparing antidotes for the Radiant Host in the event that some of them might be venomous. Okay. Thancred. Over the days when I enjoyed such fervent adoration, but on this occasion I'm glad to entrust the burden of popularity to a Stydian. Eorzea. It is said that shellfish is ideal for those who have suffered blood loss. Mayhap we should have acquired some from Matsia. Yes. Athenia might end up a little anemic, so, I need to deal with that. Alright, Barshan. Pray pay me no mind. I am here that I may be of service, nothing more. Okay. Nadana. Allow me to thank you for answering our call. Many towers have appeared around the world, and we are grateful for you that would assist us with ours. Though Kryl herself is tied up with another investigation, Ayame is an eminently capable substitute, and we will spare no effort to aid you. So, if I understand correctly, you seek to make talismans that can nullify etheric emissions? Indeed, we do. As you know, the tower emits vast concentrations of ether. One cannot go anywhere near it without being tempered, right? As such, we can only study the tower from afar and are powerless to deal with it in any consequential way. In order to strike back, the satrap Beta's alchemists create enchanted talismans. Talismans that will allow our soldiers to venture into the tower, even should they lack innate protection. Interesting. Negate tempering through artificial means. Could such a thing be possible? Admittedly, we are still in the midst of testing, but we are quite confident. Even prior to this, our people have long pursued countermeasures against the etheric corruption of primals. Of the methods tested to date, those utilizing dragon scales prove the most promising. Owing to their etheric density, the scales are highly resistant to disruptive forces. The mightier the dragon, the greater the resistance. But not completely resistant, because, well, Tiamat was tempered, but not very heavily, so it did provide her some protection, but not enough. We seek to amplify this protective property through our alchemy. Do we want to boost it? Okay. Thanks to the scales provided by His Excellency, we have been able to make steady progress with the talisman. Soon, we'll be ready to conduct a field test, and here is where you and your Blessing of Light come in. Alright. Better than having my blood drawn, I suppose. Perhaps so. And knowing my colleagues, they won't be satisfied with blood alone. Oh lord. What are they going to do to Estinian? But as for your task, we only ask that you serve as an escort. I will explain in greater detail later, but you'll be venturing into the tower's field of influence. And so, for your own safety, I would first test how well your blessing shields you, with your permission, of course. Sure, why not? In that case, Eorzea and I will find other ways to make ourselves useful. Seeing as you all work to the point of collapse, I suspect you could do with more hands. Yeah, you basically worked yourself until you passed out. Like, just in the middle of the road. You'll be grateful for any assistance you can provide. If you're ready then, let us put your blessing to the proof. If you exit the Great Work and turn south, there will be a hill to the right. I will meet you at the top after seeing to some preparations. Alright then. So... I believe this is the hill. All right, here's Nadana and a drunken Deepa. You see a lantern designed in the local style. Okay. What's up? I hope you didn't have trouble finding this place or climbing the hill. Not all are accustomed to the physical strain. It's no big deal. I gave you the fruit of our sweat, tears, and many a sleepless night, the drunken Deepa. A Deepa is a lantern presented to the gods as an offering. Taking inspiration from the tradition, he created this device to test the talisman's efficacy. Upon activation, it will move a certain distance before emitting a powerful blast of ether. In lieu of corruption, those lacking sufficient protection will experience severe ether sickness. Oh boy. We've been through that once already. For your test, you'll be exposed 4 times. That should be enough to ascertain your blessing's protective capability. Please begin whenever you're ready. I shall be observing from a safe distance. I bet you will. Alright. Keep up. Commencing etheric exposure testing. Repeat, commencing etheric exposure testing. Retreat to a safe distance if you're not the subject. Follow the drunken Deepa's lead and try not to fall behind. Okay, well, we'll follow it. And it's just bouncing along. Radiating ether, please stand back. Okay. So, stand back. Ready to discharge. Alright. You're struck by a powerful blast of ether, but suffer no ill effects. Excellent. Subject has no irrepressible urge to empty their stomach. Confirmed. Resuming test. Please follow. Alright, please stand back. Alright. And then... discharge. Alright, you are struck by another powerful blast of ether, but suffer no ill effects. Alright, good. Subject stomach and bowel integrity holding. Confirmed. Resuming test. Please follow. Yes. We are not spewing from both ends. Thank you. And number 3. You're struck by yet another powerful blast of ether, but suffer no ill effects. The blessing of light appears to be keeping you safe from harm. Excellent. Subject fortitude rated impressive. No irregularities confirmed. Resuming test. Please follow and brace for final discharge. Back. And go. You were struck by the strongest blast of ether yet, but survived completely unscathed. Etheric exposure testing concluded. Please collect and deliver me to the supervising alchemist. Congratulations on retaining your composure and your humors. Alright, Donna, testing complete. Ah, you've returned, and not on your knees. A promising sign, but come, let us take the Deepa off your hands. Alright, there you go. Thank you. I shall replenish its ether for when we test the talisman. No dizziness or nausea or anything of the sort? You're feeling perfectly fine? Yep. And the strength of your blessing is beyond doubt. There is no risk the tower will corrupt your ether. With this, we can request your aid for the task ahead with easy hearts. Alright then. The Donna regards you with those eyes you could drown in. Okay. You are a capable warrior too, are you not? Would you be amenable to assisting me with another errand? Sure, why not? You see, our talisman requires the use of special ink, but we have exhausted our stores of a key ingredient for it, spirit weed. I'm sure you have exhausted your supplies of spirit weed. The herb grows not far from here, and I would like to go and harvest some. With the recent spate of kidnappings, however, we Arcasodra travel alone at our peril. Yes, we're aware. Will you not come with me as escort? I would compensate you for your troubles, of course. Sounds fine. I'm in your debt. Without further ado, let us head to Kajaya's Footsteps. It is situated on the road which runs east of the Great Work. Alright. There she is. How's it going? I may be simply imagining it, but I feel as though we're being followed. Look out, Yami. What? Friends. No problem. Gods, but that gave me a fright to think that the moment I ventured outside the safety of the work. Thank the sisters I asked you to come with me. You're alright, I hope. Yeah, we're fine. Good, good. Let's continue on, then. It isn't far now, just through these pillars and up the rise. Alright, we're running into more trouble. And here we are. Kajaya's Footsteps. Kajaya was a great dancer, and those who follow in her, well, you know, They come to this place to train and dedicate their dance to their ancestors. The happy benefit of this is that spirit weed grows here in abundance. I will set about harvesting it at once, if you would be so good as to stand guard. The kidnappers aren't like to return soon, but better safe than sorry. Let's give that thing a wide berth. All right, here we are.
Yes, that would be Radzad Khan. Hardly anyone has been allowed in or out since our troubles with the tower began. The faithful citizens huddle inside the city walls, and commerce has all but ground to a standstill. I pity the satrap, the trials he must be facing.
So yeah, what can you tell me of the satrap?
Well, he is the most important person in Radzad Khan. Long ago, this island was home to two tribes of Matanga, the Gajasura and the Arkasodra. When the Aura came to these shores, it was the Arkasodra with whom they joined forces. Together they defeated the warlike Gajasura, forcing them to flee Thavnair altogether. Peace and prosperity reigned for a time, until a clan of Hjor from the mainland decided they wanted the island for themselves. It was a direct ancestor of the present satrap who arbitrated that conflict and welded the warring factions into the nation we know today. And ever since, a member of that esteemed lineage has inherited this somewhat unique position. You see, by and large, the state is run by the people, but when problems arise, it is the satrap who mediates a solution. The stability provided by the satrap is what has allowed Radzad Khan to thrive all these years. And it was the satrap himself who entrusted us with this duty. We will not fail him, nor our countrymen.
What is the delay with the vessel? I told you I need to adjust those ratios.
Ah, there he is.
I come all this way to admire one of my splendid towers, and what do I find? Fools attempting to ward off its tempering influence with magic trinkets. I seem to recall a similar experiment in ages past. What was that man's name? Oh, something? Owen?
Yes, the guy who is trying to figure out how to cure the tempered in the Alakan Empire. Yeah, we learned about him a little bit.
Another body, another time. Who could be expected to remember every trivial detail? Allowing them to construct such handy talismans would be counterproductive to my plans.
And his voice shifted. I guess we're now hearing Fandaniel and not Asahi.
And yet, I find myself deathly curious. How will they manage this feat with the limited knowledge and resources at their disposal? Complications be damned, for we cannot escape the nature of our souls. And I, as ever, am my own worst enemy.
Right then. Oh, are you done gathering your weed? Alright, I have enough spirit weed to last us a while. Thank you for keeping watch. Let us head back to the great work, shall we? Alright, back to the great work. And it looks like, actually, that nothing else is going to be happening, so let's just teleport. Alright. Anything else you need? Yummy. Thanks again for your assistance. With your help, we're that little bit closer to completing our talisman. This isn't much, but please accept it as a token of my gratitude. I mean, I'll take it. Alright, what's next? Little does Nadana know that she's about to send you on another errand. Okie dokie then. If you'll excuse me, I shall return to my work on the talisman. Ah, you are both back. Excellent. I have a message for you, Mistress Nadana. It would seem the stores of Giant Skull are running low. What? When last I looked, there was still plenty. I suspect that was before Eorzea told everyone about their tempering cure, and Estinian shared his knowledge of dragons. Your peers have since been inspired to fashion a number of new talisman prototypes. I see. Well, it leaves new possibilities, and far be it from me to complain, but we will need to replenish our stores. I should be happy to attend to this if you like. As much as I appreciate the offer, my dear boy, I can't in good conscience send you out there alone while kidnappers are at large. Yummy. Loath though I am to press another task on you so soon, might I ask you to fetch the Giant Skull? In case you're not familiar, Giant Skull is a type of ore found on the island. Owing to its hardiness and ethereal conductivity, or its hardness and ethereal conductivity, it has applications in many disciplines, alchemy not least of all. The quarry where it is found, aptly named Giant Skull Grounds, isn't far away, so it shouldn't take much of your time. May we impose you once more? Impose on you once more? Sure, why not? Thank you. Upon arriving on the grounds, please seek out a man named Zenua. Zenuha? He will furnish you with the ore. At the very least, permit me to accompany you. It so happens I have an errand of my own that will take me to the outpost nearby. May we borrow a pair of Hamsa, Mistress Nadana? By all means, do try to be patient with them. Those that survived are still in training. I will bring the Hamsa to the entrance. Meet me there when you are ready. Okay. Hamsa? But I think this is where we're going to go ahead and end the episode. It's a little early than what I've been typically doing, but I think this is probably a good place to stop. And I mean, we have a bunch of side quests here to do. At least I have a bunch of side quests to do here. So I'll be taking care of that before we move on to the next bit of the main story. Alright, so for now, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.